On the coast of Odisha, half buried in the sand, stands a temple that is a deep mystery. The first time I saw it, it didn't feel real. You walk past the main gate and you just stop. You're not looking at a temple, you're looking at a 20-story tall stone chariot frozen in time. It's an amazing piece of engineering, a masterpiece of art, and it holds dark secrets. Legends speak of a power hidden within it, a power so great it could pull ships from the sea. In this video, I am going to uncover the great mysteries of the Konark Sun Temple. The mystery of the giant magnet that crowned its tower. The mystery of an idol that floated in mid-air. The mystery of the 24 wheels that can tell time to the very minute. The mystery of the temple's sudden and violent collapse. And the mystery of the surprising carvings that cover its walls. Stay with me till the end, because the story of Konark is one of India's deepest and longest lasting puzzles. In the 13th century, King Narasimha Deva I ordered a temple to be built for the sun god Surya. But he didn't just want a temple, he wanted a monument that moved. The plan was amazing, a 229-foot tall stone chariot. It would have 24 massive wheels, each 10 feet high, pulled by 7 stone horses. The scriptures say 1200 artisans worked for 12 years. They carved every inch of the stone with a detail that seems almost impossible. How did they build this? How did they lift multi-ton blocks of stone to the height of a 20-story building and fit them together so perfectly? The sheer size is hard to believe, but the visible building is only the beginning. The true mystery lies in the forces that were supposedly at work inside. The main temple tower, the Vimana, no longer stands. But for centuries, sailors on the Bay of Bengal told stories about it. They called Konark the Black Pagoda. The legend says that at the very peak of the 229-foot tower, the builders placed a giant lodestone, a 52-ton magnet. This magnet was supposedly the keystone. It was said to hold the entire temple together, its unseen power holding the stone blocks and keeping the temple balanced. But its power, the legend claims, reached far beyond the temple walls. Sailors reported that as their ships passed the coast, the great magnet of Konark would pull them towards the shore. Compasses would spin wildly. Ships would be wrecked on the sands. Was this a folktale to explain shipwrecks? Or did the architects of Konark understand magnetism on a scale we have lost? The answer may be linked to another, even stranger story. Inside the main shrine room where the tower once stood was the idol of the sun god. Travelers who said they saw it told of something impossible. The idol did not rest on the ground. It floated. The texts say the idol was made of metal. The legend claims it was held in mid-air by precise setup of magnetic forces. The 52-ton lodestone in the Kalasha pulled it from above. Another powerful magnet sealed in the temple's foundation pushed it from below. The idol hung perfectly balanced between these two forces. An avatar of the sun god literally held between the heaven and the earth. We see this today in small toys. But could an ancient civilization create a magnetic field strong enough to make a life-size metal statue float? If they could, it would be a technology more advanced than anything in the world for the next 700 years. We will never know, because the idol and the tower that housed it are gone. It's an incredible legend, isn't it? By the way, if you are enjoying this journey into India's lost secrets, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to support the channel and you won't miss our next mystery. Alright, the floating idol may be gone, but the next mystery is one we can still see and even touch. The most visible part of Konark's mystery is the 24 wheels of the chariot. They are not just decorations, they are clocks. And this is not just a theory. When I was there, I saw a guy do something incredible. He knelt by one of the giant wheels, placed his finger on the axle and followed the shadow it cast onto the carved spokes and beads. He was able to tell us the local time accurately down to the minute. I am standing there looking at my digital watch and this 800-year-old stone wheel is doing the exact same job. It's humbling. It's the most real, mind bending piece of Konark's lost science. 24 wheels for 24 hours of the day, a calendar and a clock written in stone. But the mystery is why? Why this obsession with time? Was a temple a giant observatory, a place to study the stars? A place to calculate the movement of sun, moon, and planets? The full knowledge of how to read these wheels is lost. They are silent clocks, their purpose only half understood. And then there is a mystery that shocks many visitors to this day. The temple walls are covered in thousands of intricate carvings. Deities, musicians, animals, soldiers, and many other surprising carvings that show scenes from worldly life. And let's be honest, to see them in person is startling. You are walking around this deeply sacred space, a monument to the sun god, and you are suddenly face to face with carvings that are so beautiful but also very shocking to see on a temple. It forces you to ask why. The theories are endless. Some say the carvings are a visual guide to a certain way of life. Others say they are part of an old spiritual practice which sees the worldly as a path to the divine. A simpler theory is that it was a reflection of the society at the time. A more spiritual one is that the carvings were a test of faith to see if a pilgrim could look past the worldly scenes to find the divine within. A strange folk legend even suggests the carvings were meant to protect the temple, that they could ground the structure and prevent it from being struck by lightning. The truth is, no one knows for sure. The carvings remain a beautiful, much debated, and unsolved puzzle. What happened to Konark? The 229-foot main tower, the Vimana that held the magnet, and the floating idol is gone. All that remains is a Jagamohana or the assembly hall in front of it. How did such a massive structure collapse? Well, there are three main theories. One is a legend of the magnet. It says the Portuguese, who were very angry about their compasses failing, attacked the temple from the sea. They climbed the tower, removed the giant lodestone, and the entire structure, no longer held by its magnetic force, collapsed. A second story blames a 16th century general named Kalapahad. It is said he invaded Odisha and attacked and damaged the temple. But there is a third, more scientific theory. This one says there was no attack at all. Geologists point out that the temple was built on weak sandy soil. A massive earthquake, a powerful lightning strike, or just the huge weight of the main tower itself caused it to collapse under its own power. We know the temple was abandoned for centuries. By the 1800s, it was a forgotten ruin, being swallowed by the jungle and the sand. Was it destroyed by invaders? Or was it a flawed masterpiece that was simply too grand to survive? The sea keeps its answer. When you leave Konark, you're left with this feeling of deep loss. The engineering is real. The art is real. The wheels, they still work. But the greatest secrets, the 229-foot tower, the power of the great magnet, the truth of the floating idol are gone. I don't know if Konark was destroyed by invaders or if it simply collapsed under the weight of its own grand idea. But as I stood there, watching the sun set over this impossible chariot, half swallowed by the sand, I realized Konark isn't just a ruin, it's a message. A gateway to a time when science, art, and faith were the same thing. And it's a reminder of a knowledge that we have somehow forgotten. So, what do you think? Was Konark a flawed masterpiece? Or was it a perfect machine destroyed before its time? Tell me your theory in the comments. And if you love exploring India's greatest mysteries, don't forget to subscribe.